Woo! What's up, everybody? How you doing today? Oh yeah, it's the Override, ready to bring the pain for you this week. Live, everything's looking good. I think I should have this microphone thing figured out. Last time I was a little had the other microphone over here, had the other microphone over here. So we're gonna try to do this, all right? So we're here today to review season 2 of the No Mercy podcast by Tommy G. No Mercy actually is the big reason why I started my podcast, Bring the Pain. Almost like a thank you to almost like Tommy G, because you got to think about it. Back in the day when I used to call him the Serious XM and talk to Doc Roto, Tommy G, the Big G, we used to have so much fun on the radio. But at first I would come in hot like thunder and I would just bring the pain. Oh yeah. And that kind of just started a whole trend. So like we went to war against people. We were like, yo, your crap sucks. Like your shit sucks. You had some old guys, some dinosaurs, we called them, just giving you daily advice. And that wasn't going to work. So, and do stay tuned because we're going to have some daily advice for you, coming up soon on Bring the Pain. But let's get back to it. This is about No Mercy. Let's do a little intro. How and why I like No Mercy. At first, No Mercy started out as a sports kind of like talk show. So they would talk, give out picks, talk about different injuries. Jeff Mans would come on. Things would be always fun with Tommy and the guys. That's how it rolled. My dude, Mad Lab, dude was crazy. Love Mad Lab. Dude, his shit is right good when it comes to MMA. So, and so I did a review last year. It was only 15 minutes. But this year, they decided to go, switch it totally up. Kurt and Tommy and all of them were talking, if you're going to do this as a conspiracy podcast, you should name it No Mercy. And they did. They did, and they hit success. So, they first started out, giving an intro to everybody and talking about the subjects that they wanted to bring to the table. And unfortunately, the bod doesn't really get much love. And that's funny because, the whole brother camaraderie between Tommy and Kurt is so cool because me and my brother have it. And people need to know, like, you give your brother a lot of shit. That's what you got to do. That's what brothers got to do. That's what kind of like is the first step in toughening them and making them ready for society. Don't mind that. So, it was natural to just follow Tommy G into his No Mercy podcast. And, I've always been into like some aliens and some government espionage shit. I got some shit coming up like on some podcasts where I'm going to be talking about, the pizza bomber and my views on that. I had some weird interactions about that. So, but we're not going to talk about that. That's for another day. So Tommy and the guys kind of really got it worked in where, they started out talking, really easy stuff, just covering different things from like Pedogate, Antarctica, and all that. But we'll get into that in a minute. So why I love No Mercy? Because one, the camaraderie. So let's just get all the hosts right now and we're going to talk about them. So you got Benjamin, who hasn't been on a lot of the shows, but is one of the backbones. He's kind of like your guy that comes in, is like politically correct. He's your Wall Street kind of guy. He comes in and goes, all right, guys, this is how it's going to happen. But like, he don't talk like that. And sorry, Ben, you're still jamming. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, Ben's outtakes, his knowledge is so great for the podcast. The way he comes in and he brings the political things, he talks about, so many different like case things. Like he'll talk about the court systems and what law is, and he's Trump and what those things mean to him. So he comes at you like that. And then, we all know Tommy's crazy. Like, I'm just going to talk about my dude right now. Fucking Tommy is literally a pain bringer. That dude don't got to pay to be a pain bringer. That motherfucker right there, he's fucking hardcore. Ooh, yeah. Like, yo, he took people out. We're going to get to that, people. Oh, my God. Yeah. And, yo, you move along. You got the Bod, Kurt, his brother. I mean, he gets torn up, and they always rip on him for a 30-minute video before the podcast kind of guy. And that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's real cool. But for me, the bod is funny because like when he did the Cookie Monster voice of the few times he's done it, he's like, ooh, and he started reading the Uncle Danny posts in Cookie Monster, and he started reading other posts from other celebrities in Cookie Monsters. It's literally just fucking it was like Kurt's literally defining fucking moment. Like it was like that. But Kurt really is cool, and I really like aliens like Kurt. I believe it. Space ain't, yeah. Like, the next host will say, Bob, Sideshow Bob, ooh, yeah, the little singer, yeah, yeah. He talks about Antarctica. No, you got to understand that. You got to go back and listen to that episode about Antarctica to understand Antarctica. It's almost like an Allstate commercial. So, anyway, Bob is crazy, and we got to bring in his friend Janet, who actually just released her new podcast, which is Deplorable Nation. You can find her at all those tags. No one needs to give tags. They give tags out all the time. You can find these people. Well, you can't find some of them on Twitter. Sorry, Tommy, but you're still the man. Oh, yeah. So that is what we got to do when we're talking about these things. They all bring their own unique. So Tommy brings, he just goes head in to the rabbit's hole, head in like a motherfucker, and he just digs out the motherfucking carrots and throws out the green top of the carrot because he don't give a fuck about that shit. Like the motherfucker crazy. And then Ben kind of keeps it cool, but Ben plays that background cool. And like I said, he brings that like analytical side spec. And then of course, Kurt gets it, but man, I gotta give props to my dude Bob. Bob, you, the shit you speak. I had Chrissy Ray sit here and listen to that whole podcast. Now I've only played certain podcasts, and sometimes when she gets, we get to the little jokes, she gets a little crazy. She's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm a wife, yeah," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" So she listens to some and takes some like that and goes like that. That being said, she listened to this whole last episode seriously, and she fucking loved it. Now, being Chrissy Ray, she's gonna think I'm fucking crazy first, and of course, talking about my boys Tommy G's and the No Mercy podcast and why I love them is because through talking with her, and she hates Trump, okay, but she doesn't anymore, and there's a reason. Like she literally, this show, the topics. She went and did her own research, and she made her own decision. And that's what No Mercy is about, people. That's what Tommy says all the time. This isn't about Q. This isn't about anything. This is about, hey, we're going to mention some topics. Here's some things. Here's some notes. Go check this up. Bob is really good at Bob will blow your fucking mind. Bob will be like, yep, on this day and this thing, that guy was right here. Wind was 19 degrees. And I'm like, Bob, go crazy. And the thing is when they brought on Janet, it was like adding that like nurse to the whole thing because of her expertise in the medical field, being a teacher as well too. And she can fucking hold her own with the boys. Yeah, like she puts it down. Yeah. So it's a great mix. And Janet's not always on, but Bob always keeps you informed. He brings up Project Paperclip, so many different things, and that is what you need. And you could say, hey, this is about conspiracy, but it's really not. This isn't about theory. This is about a review about a podcast that did a bunch of conspiracies leading up to this point. And they hit gold, people. They hit gold. If you don't freaking believe that, go fucking check out their podcast. Listen to it. Yeah, you might get a little like, whoa, well, they're crazy. But you know what? I'm fucking crazy too. And that's cool with me. So when you're sitting here looking at yourselves and you're thinking about what the heck, these guys and girl are having a great fucking time. And what's wrong? They're just bringing up things. So that being said, there's the co-host of the years coming up, and it's kind of funny because Tommy's in this, and Bob is trying to win since Bob and Kurt had this like little meme war and shit like that. Kurt has been accused of tampering in the past, and his burner account. They're really onto his burner account. Kurt, you better hide because they're gonna find it. Tommy and Bob are gonna find it. They're gonna find it. You know who'll find it? It'll be Jan, or it'll be Ben. Ben will find it. He'll be like, I got it, guys. Come on, and they'll do a podcast about it. It'll be all. They won't even have Kurt on. They'll just go live emergency with just Bob and Tommy and Ben, and they'll just talk about how they found your burner account. Yeah. So that is a perfect breed of hosts. They keep it thing and they said, hey, this is the guideline. They're giving you a guideline and you follow it yourself. Or if you think they're crazy, batshit crazy, then that's what you really, then that's it. That's it. But it's still an entertaining podcast. And there was no reason to take it off of Twitter. So on that. And at the same time, there was no reason for it to be blocked on any of the other things, especially with his music and stuff. Of course, I have my own music and it's all like right in there and all the craziness of things. And that, but with this world of copyrights and things like that, sometimes you got to do that because you have to defend yourself because motherfuckers are out to bury you any single way. And that is kind of what happened. So let's discuss some of their topics. I mean, most recently, the Wayfair one and being able to spread the knowledge and get so many people catching these price fluctuations and the different shit that was happening on Wayfair. Hey, is it real? Is it not? Who knows? You know what? People do care though, because that shit's fucked up. And right now, we all know that, the Petigate and all that other stuff, that shit was real. There's a reason why the Corys are just Corey now. You get what I'm saying? Like, they drive people crazy. And we're going to talk about that with some of the guests and things, because even the guests bring their own kind of like dimension. So, they got Antarctica. The Antarctica podcast is freaking off the hook. Yeah. Yeah. And in the song, that's where they actually debuted the song. Antarctica. Probably saying it wrong. Sorry, guys, man. I love you. But they do that. And I mean, I also got to bring up Bob's songs. Like Bob made this song about Joe, Sleepy Joe, and he sings it to Old Town Road. Oh man, he goes to the home. Bob, he's crazy. If you can find that, go check it out. You got @Sideshow Bob on Twitter. But he's silent right now. We ain't trying to play with none of y'all fools, man. We're doing our own thing. Sometimes in life, like what Bob was just saying on the most recent Deplorable Nation and No Mercy is, but more about on the Deplorable Nation side of things, is sometimes you just need to detach. And you guys will see that. That's what I do sometimes. Sometimes you'll not hear from me from like a week or two. And that's because sometimes we go on vacations and we just, I mean, with my Patreon and everything that you guys are going to see right now, you're going to actually see some of that, where I'm going to make sure that every vacation we go on, that we're actually going to give you a peek, a view in it, and tell you how I got there. Say, hey, we spent this for this, did this for this, and did this for this, went through this for this, and it works out. And hey, I will tell you what, me, Chrissy, right? We could book you a hell of a vacation. We got the ins. Like we have been figuring things out through like Groupon and things like that, just things to do. And we're saving so much money just going heads up and doing things. And that's things like I didn't really think about in the past. And then the more you dive into it, man, you save so much money. We go up Niagara Falls straight up right now. Next day off, boom, do it. No questions. That's how it'll work. Because we just do it. So you got to detach, and that's one thing. I mean, they did the funny celebrity draft, like they actually drafted people to get corona, or if they would get offed, or if they committed suicide. Like this was crazy, or got suicided. And that's sad. That's sad that these people do things like that. What the hell's wrong with you, man? Just be happy. Like people in life. We had a crazy ass shooting over here. Just last night, I got home from karate, right? And I do karate now. So at that time,